Hare Krishna. So we'll get started. Well, I'll start with the prayers. Om Agnanatimirandasya Agnana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanad Swamiti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devam Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarani. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाशदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Gita study session. So we are in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita consists of 18 chapters. In the first 5 chapters, Krishna talks about art of working, how to live in this world, how to work in this world, what should be our mindset while working in this world. So art of working is covered in the first 5 chapters. So you can see there is so much stress on the work itself. What should be our mindset while working in the first 5 chapters? In the 6th chapter, Krishna talks about art of meditation, dhyana yoga. And towards the end, he says, meditate on me, that is easy. So Bhakti Yoga is spoken in the chapters from 7 to 12. The second half of Bhagavad Gita is all about Bhakti Yoga, the art of meditation on the Supreme Lord with love and devotion. And rest of the chapters is Krishna talks about what he had covered in the past, what he had not covered in the past, giving some additional details. So in this 5th chapter, this chapter is titled Karma Sannyasa Yoga. In the 3rd chapter, Krishna talked about importance of Karma Yoga, why Arjuna has to take up the Karma Yoga, and why Arjuna has to work like a Karma Yogi. Krishna talked about that in 3rd chapter. In the 4th chapter, Krishna talked about Jnana part of Karma Yoga. So work with proper mindset, the Jnana, knowledge, that is important. Otherwise, the work without proper mindset, it will create karmic reactions, a bondage. One has to take birth to go through this repeated cycle of birth and death, right? But the same karma, an action done with proper mindset, that will not produce any new reaction. So Krishna glorified that gnana, knowledge, the mindset one should have in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the 5th chapter, Arjuna asks a question to Krishna. Krishna, I understood Karma Yoga. You're not letting me go. You're forcing me to sit and work here. Okay. So now tell me, now that I understood Karma Yoga clearly, now tell me which is most beneficial for me in the long run. And Krishna says, Arjuna, both are beneficial, both are good. Both paths are good. The path of renunciation, going to forest, meditating, achieving liberation, that is also good. At the path of karma yoga, being in this world and working like a renunciate. You don't have to physically renounce, but you can mentally renounce and work like a renunciate in this world. You are still called a renunciate. Krishna says the result is same. Even if you go to meditation, work, fixing your mind on Atma, whatever the result you'll get, the same result you can attain by being in this world and working in this world. That is the knowledge about the self or purification of mind, you can attain that. So, Arjuna, you don't have to run away, just work. Okay, but work with proper mindset. That covers the 1 to 6, and we covered up to 10 last session. So, to be qualified to be a renunciate, to be qualified to be a good karma yoga, what one should have? Two things. One is na dveshti, na kankshati. Dveshti means hatredness. When things are not working out the way we wanted, one should not hate. Okay, one should not hate the result coming the way it is, and one should not get attached. Na kankshati. One should not get attached to the results. I'm playing a game. I'm winning. If I'm attached to winning again and again, I'm not called a renunciate. Krishna is saying, if you are neutral, offer the results to the Lord, work with that consciousness, don't take the credit for yourself. If you can work like that, you are still called as a renunciate. That's a good path. So we'll talk more about that. So in this chapter, what is in this chapter? This is the sections. Okay. In the first 12 verses, Krishna talks about being in this world, but remaining detached. How to do that? Krishna spoke in this verse, Brahmani Adhaya Karmani. So I'll talk about that today also. So by such way, one can live in this world, remain detached in this world. So one may have this question, if I am doing the work, it's me, I'm doing the work. Why should I offer the results to the Lord? Why should I bring God in picture? Everything I am doing it. Krishna is saying, no. There are other doers too. Gain the knowledge about other doers. There are 3 doers. The 3 doers are yourself, your Atma. Right? It's little quite complicated, but we can easily understand. The Atma, the Prakriti, material nature, and the super soul. There are other team members too. Okay. For us to function. So Krishna talks about that. In 18th chapter also Krishna gives additional details on this topic. So we'll see this section from up to 16 if possible today. So we'll get started. So in the previous class, we read this verse, Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam tyaktya karotiya lipyatena sapapena padma patram ivambashaha. Krishna giving an example, with an example explaining a theory. Okay, so the theory is Brahmani adhaya karmani. Brahmani means unto the Supreme Lord. Brahman or the Supreme Lord. Adhaya means offering or dedicating. What we have to dedicate to the Supreme Lord? Karmani, all actions. It's not karma, karmani, all actions. Anything you do, any work you do in this world, offer or dedicate everything to the Supreme Lord. That's why we say all the time, work for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. Brahmani adhaya karmani. Sangam tyaktya karotiya. Sangam tyaktya. Sangam means attachment. Tyaktya means tyaktya means renunciation or relinquishing. What we have to relinquish? Attachment to the results of our action. Right? If I am playing a game, I am winning. Krishna is saying, don't take the credit. Don't get attached to that result. Just work for the sake of working, for the pleasure of the Lord. If you can do that, you can be called a sannyasi, a renunciate, and you can live in this world happily. Just as like lotus leaf, lotus leaf, if you can see in this picture, lotus leaf lives in this water, but lotus leaf is unaffected, not at all affected by the water. If you put any leaf in the water, it get destroyed. But lotus leaf, even though it remains in the water, it doesn't get destroyed by water. Similarly, Krishna is saying, with this example, you understand you can also live in this world and also remain detached, like a renunciate. You don't have to go to forest. You can still be called as a renunciate. Just work with proper mindset. Such a beautiful verse. Many scholars quote this verse, very important verse in this karma yoga, the art of working. Okay, so papena refers to like good karma or bad karma, right? So there is no karmic reactions or actions. They don't produce any new reactions, and you can remain detached in this world. So that's the 10th verse. And we looked at it, live like a lotus leaf, life lesson. So this is a verse you can start from today. Sorry, I have a cough. Excuse me. So text 11, the yogis abandoning attachment act with body, mind, intelligence, and even with senses only for the purpose of purification. So what Krishna said in the previous verse, you live in this world like a renunciate, be detached. How? By offering or dedicating your work unto the Supreme Lord. Don't get attached to the results of your actions. Right? Such a person is called a yogi. A yogi, even though works with body, mind, and intelligence and senses. Everybody works with all these facilities, right? So we are a soul, Atma, residing in this body, and we got these senses, sense of vision, sense of smelling, all these senses, all these facilities. We also got mind, database, and we also got this intelligence. Intelligence is like, it's a natural intelligence. It's not artificial. It's not AI. It's NI, natural intelligence. These are all natural facilities given to this body. We are working with this body every day, any action we are doing. What is the purpose of our working? Just for purification. A yogi is a person who lives in this world and works only for one purpose, that is purification. If you ask a person, what is your goal of life? What is the purpose of your living? A person doesn't have any knowledge. He say, I don't know. I don't know why I'm living here. I don't know my purpose of life. I'm living just like everybody's living in this world. Right? Everybody's just like how others are living, I'm also living. I don't know. One set of people. There are other set of people who may say, purpose of life. What is your purpose of life? They'll say, enjoy. Just enjoy life. All the facilities are there for enjoyment. Just enjoy life. Nothing to worry about. But Krishna is not talking about those two categories. Krishna is talking about a yogi. A yogi. A yogi is the one who engages all his facilities, the bodily facilities, the senses, intelligence, mind, lives in this world just for purification. His goal is to purify his mind, purify his consciousness, fix his mind unto the Supreme Lord, break the cycle of birth and death, and attain the Supreme Lord. That is his purpose. He has a purpose for his life. Such a person is called a yogi. And I'll read this one, text 12. So in this first 12 verses, Krishna talking about how to live in this world and remain detached in this world. So that is a theme. So the steadily devoted soul attains unadulterated peace because he offers the results of all activities to me. Whereas a person who is not in union with the divine, who is greedy for the fruits of his labor, gets entangled. You may see this, like Krishna has spoken this in different chapters as well. He's stressing the point again and again, again and again. Even though we are hearing, but are we putting in practice, right? So that is a other reason, like just by hearing and again, it sticks with us. So what is Krishna is categorizing two types of people here. The person who brings God in his life, works for the pleasure of the Lord, offers the results to the Lord. Such a person can attain peace of mind, unadulterated peace, happy person. Whereas a person who is not in union with the divine, that means he lives just for himself, right? And why he works in this world? Because he's greedy. Greedy for what? Greedy for his labor. That means he's playing soccer, he's making the goal. Everybody appreciates. He thinks, I am the one who made it. I want that same appreciation. Right? He becomes greedy for that again and again. I want that again and again. If a person working in an IT office and he's getting some salary bonus, he becomes greedy, or appreciation, he becomes greedy for that. I want that again and again, again and again. Because he's working for his own sense gratification. He's working for his own sense gratification. He's not bringing God in picture. He's not offering the result to the Supreme Lord. He's taking the credit for himself. And he will get, Krishna is making the bold statement here, such a person will get entangled. He cannot break the cycle of birth and death. He'll go through this repeated cycle of birth and death, sometimes human, sometimes animal species, sometimes in the water species, in the ocean, sometimes in the sky, a species in the sky, like a bird, go through this repeated cycle of birth and death in 8.4 million species of the life. He cannot get out of this material world. So Krishna talked about two people. One is the person who brings God in picture, works for the pleasure of the Lord, offer the results to the God, doesn't get attached to the result, however it comes. Such a person can attain peace of mind, unadulterated peace of mind, shanti. Such a person only can attain. Okay, that's 12. So, life lesson: purity transforms the road to misery into the roads to ecstasy. So, human life is meant for purification, right? Every day is an opportunity for purification. There are different practices. The easiest practice recommended in this age of Kali is Bhakti Yoga. By bringing God in our life and meditating onto the Lord, one can purify their existence, purify their consciousness, and transform the road. So we have the road ahead of us. While driving in this road, we could end up in misery. But it's our choice. With purification of the mind and consciousness, we can pave our own path towards liberation, towards ecstasy, where we don't have to go through this suffering, misery. Life lesson also needs an explanation. Okay. So that ends that section 1 to 12. And Krishna talks about very important subject matter from this set of verses. So what Krishna said, I'm going to repeat again. What Krishna said, Brahmani adhaya karmani, you work by dedicating your results unto the Supreme Lord without getting attached to the results. offer it to the Supreme Lord. So one may have this question, right? Why should I do that? Why I need to bring God in picture? If I am doing, I'll take the credit. So what is the answer for such kind of people? So Krishna is saying, you are not the only doer. Understand, you are not the only doer. There are other doers too. There are other team members too. If a person, if a person working in a team of 5 people, right? So we see this in every day, in office work, on every work. It's always a teamwork. It's a teamwork. But if a person taking credit for himself, he says like, I did everything, these guys did nothing. Right? If I say that, what other people say to me? They call me as a egoistic person. This person is a stupid guy. He's an egoistic person. He's taking credit for himself. Krishna is saying the same thing here. Okay, don't think you are the only doer. There are other doers too for your body to function. Understand that. When you understand that, you can live detached in this world. Okay, that is the subject matter from this section 13 to 16. Gaining the knowledge of the 3 doers. The 3 doers are Atma, Paramatma. Atma means soul. Prakriti, the material nature. So material nature is not the nature we see outside, like trees, plants, earth, sun, water. No. This is a Maya. That is true. That is also one thing, one part of it. It is a Maya Shakti of the Lord. It is the energies of the Lord. It is the energies of the Lord. We don't see it, but we can understand it, or we can perceive it by some symptoms. Okay, so that is a Prakriti, material nature, and the Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord. So so there is a link between all 3. Okay, so we are an Atma living in this body, which is made of Prakriti, material nature, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And we are influenced by this Prakriti all the time. Okay, soul is not the only doer. That's what the message here is. And there is also Supreme Lord who resides as Paramatma in the hearts of every living entity. He makes sure Prakriti works and our karmic reactions, everything to function, right? Everything to function, our bodily things to function. Everything happens under the supervision of the Lord. Okay, it may be little hard to understand, but it's easy as we go. Okay. Okay, now I'll ask someone to read this verse.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukam vasi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. When the embodied living being controls his nature and mentally renounces all actions, he resides happily in the city of 9 gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done.
Thank you, Prabhu. So in this verse, Krishna is talking about the role of soul, what soul does, what Atma does. Is Atma the culprit of our sinful actions? Is Atma the culprit of our reactions, of our actions? So what's the role of Atma? How Atma lives in this world? How Atma gets affected by this world? Right? So Krishna is not saying directly the Atma, the verse Atma, but he's using a very interesting, fascinating word, that is a person who resides in this place, right? Navadvara Puri Dehi. Nava means 9. Nava means 9. Dwara means gates. Puri means a place. A Dehi means like a Sharira, body. A person who resides in this Sharira. Who resides in this Sharira? Our neighbor resides in this Sharira? No, it's Atma. This Atma is the one who resides in this Nava Dwara Pure Dehi. Okay, so Why it is called Navadvare? Navadvare. We have 9 gates, 9 openings in our body. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nose and mouth, the 7 on the head, and the 2 on the bottom side. That's why this Sharira is called Navadvara Pura. Navadvara Puri. Puri means a place. A place. A place of 9 gates. A person, this Atma who resides in the place of 9 gates, Naiva Kurvan na Karyan. Krishna is saying here, and it's a little tricky, but we'll see. So, neither does anything, soul is not the doer, or it is not the cause of anything. I'm eating food. It's me, I'm eating food. I know very well I'm eating food. I'm taking the food, putting the food into my mouth. I'm doing it. Krishna is saying, no, that is not the cause. There are other causes too. And he explained that in the 14th verse. Okay. But we'll understand the first 2 lines of this verse. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasate sukham vashi navadvara predehi. A person, there's a nice message here. A person, sarva karmani, all his actions, he does everything, he's go to office, he takes care of family, he's working like a karma yogi, right? Such a person, manasa sanyasate, he's renouncing mentally. He's not physically renouncing the action, he's mentally renouncing the action. There is a difference, right? Physically renouncing that action means he's not doing an action, he's just sitting in a place doing nothing. That is physical renunciation, doing nothing. Mentally renunciation is he's doing that action, but mentally he's thinking, I'm not doing it. In other way, easy way, I'm doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. Right? I'm taking care of my children for the pleasure of the Lord. I'm working in an office for the pleasure of the Lord. Any activities we do, if one has that consciousness, that mindset, Krishna is saying, Sukham, Sukham. Such a person can have happiness. He can happily reside in this body which has 9 gates. In short, in a other way, such a person is called a happy person, a person who mentally renounces action. He dedicates his action, mentally renounces action, does everything as a for the pleasure of the Lord. Such a person can happily reside. He's a happy person. So the happiness, when you talk about happiness, his happiness is not from material things. You need to understand, okay? So it's not like watching a nice cricket or watching a nice movie, going to parties, those kind of material happiness. Krishna is not talking about that happiness. Krishna is talking about the happiness that comes within. When the object is there or not, we are still happy. So sometimes our happiness depends on an object, right? I'll be happy only when I have this iPhone 20. I'll be happy only when I have my friend around me. I'll be happy only when I go to a party. I'll be happy. Those are all like our happiness depends on a thing. So such kind of happiness is not real happiness. Those are all temporary happiness coming from material things. Krishna is saying, Krishna is not talking about those kind of happiness. Krishna is talking about the happiness when one gets a person when he works with a higher motive. Any action he do, he can experience the bliss. He can experience the bliss, right? So when we go to temple, people do the volunteering service, right? Like making a garland to the Lord, cooking to the Lord. If you really do it with proper mindset, you really experience a bliss. You feel really good, because we are not working for ourselves there. We are working for a higher cause, for the pleasure of the Lord. If a person goes to temple and works like, okay, everybody appreciates me, I'm doing a great volunteering service. No, that's not what Krishna is saying. Okay. if a person works doing volunteering services for the pleasure of the Lord, that one get a great blissful happiness. Krishna is saying same thing. How you do a volunteering service to me, you do all your activities, all your activities. What are the activities you're doing every day? From brushing your teeth to all the activities you're doing, you do it for me with a higher motive. Then you can happily be in this world. In this Sharira, you'll never have miseries. Okay. I think I covered mostly. So, excuse me. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a nice story. There is a nice story. This is a story spoken by Narada Muni to Prachina Barhi. So there was a king called Prachina Barhi. He lives his life, was living his life in a dharmic way and doing many activities and not knowing the purpose of the life he is living. So Narada Muni comes there. I'm keeping it short so that we can understand the message. So Narada Muni comes there, goes there, and he narrates this wonderful story. Wonderful story. So why I'm telling this story? Because Narada Muni uses the same phrase, that is Navadvara Pure Dehi, the city of nine gates. The city of nine gates. It's very thematic. So let's hear this story. So this is how story starts. So Narada Muni says, once upon a time, long, long ago, there used to be two friends like Cheddi dost, right? They're buddies, nice, good friends. They used to eat together, live together, happy, had always had a good time, Cheddi dost. But this person in a red shirt, once he thought, okay, this person is boring. I don't want to be with this person. Let me go and be happy. I'm not getting the happiness being with this person. So he goes. Where he goes? He goes into this city of nine gates. So he's going. He saw a place, nice place. It's a city like Baldwin or Manchester or Chesterfield, right? Or O'Fallon. So various cities, right? So in olden days, the cities used to have gates. So Krishna, here Narada Muni is saying, this person, this red shirt person, going to a city, that city had nine gates. Nine gates. So he looked at it. Wow, what a beautiful city. And from the external, from the outside, he saw nice rivers were flowing. It's so serene. The place was so serene. The water were flowing. There are water fountains here and there. It was a beautiful place to see. It was a beautiful place to see. So this person in the red shirt, he went to that place and he saw the place and he entered into that place. He opened the gate and entered into that city of nine gates. City of nine gates. There he saw a beautiful lady. There was a beautiful lady. She was a queen of that city, and she had many followers, and they had all the facilities, all the nice facilities. He was nice. They are all nicely enjoying. So this person went into that city, and he lived in the city for some time, and he married this woman, and he married this woman, and he had nice good time with this woman. They went to vacations, they watched movies together, and having a great time with this lady. So over the course of time, he becomes servant of this lady. Over the course of time, he was doing whatever this lady says. He become handpicked person. And as he was living, the days were going by. There was a other king, like his name is Chandavega, he rushed to this kingdom, and he tried to attack this kingdom of nine gates, the city of nine gates. This Chandavega, this king, attempted to attack. So this Chandavega, this demonic person, okay, this king, so he had 365 followers. With all these followers, he went and attacked this city. And he broke open the doors, gates, and he went and he dragged this Puranjana, the person who married this girl and nicely having fun time with this girl. He went and pulled this person, dragged this person. All his followers were also dragging this person. He pulled them out of the gate. Because of that, he died. But while people were pulling, he was thinking about his wife. Such a beautiful wife. I miss my wife. I want my wife. Leave me alone. Let me go. Don't pull me. I want to look at my wife. He was meditating on his wife. So when he was pulled out of the door, it is because he was meditating on his wife, he got death. And it is because he was meditating on his wife, he got the body of a woman in his next lifetime. So he died once he was pulled out of the gate. And in next lifetime, okay, we are going to other story. In next lifetime, he got this body of a woman. You can see in this picture. Okay. So this woman nicely living, we have completed story 1, we are going to the story 2. This woman nicely living happily life, and she grew up to get married, and she was looking for a spouse. So that time there was a king named Maladivaja. He came and he married this girl, and they both also had a very good time watching movies, had fun, vacation, everything. They had very good time together. And over the course of time, this person also died when this lady was young. And she cried very badly. And it was a custom that people used to burn the bodies in this fire pit. So this king, the king here, he was put on the fire pit and he was about to be burnt. So that time, this lady, looking at her husband, he ran towards the fire pit and she attempted to enter into the fire pit to leave his body, to leave her body. So that time, this person, the yellow shirt, okay, this yellow shirt person, he came. He goes there and says, "What's going on with you? Why are you dying?" This girl said, "I can't live without my wife. I can't live without my spouse. I love my husband. I can't live any longer. It's waste of life without my husband. Let me also die." So that time, this person named Agnatavasa, this yellow shirt person, he said, "You need to know about many things, okay? You're not this body. You had many lives in the past. In your previous life, you were Puranjana. You were meditating on your wife at the time of death. That's why you got this woman body. Now you're about to die in the fire pit, meditating on your husband." And you're gonna get a male body, and you're gonna go through this repeated cycle of birth and death, getting one body, other body, male body, female body. It's a cycle. You're going through this cycle again and again. Why are you doing that like this? So that time, so this person who went through this city of nine gates and he got the rebirth. So this person is none other than this person, that original person, right? The both were real good friends. So that time he realized, okay, my dear friend, now I know you. I want to be with you. I don't want to get into this cycle of birth and death. So that ends the story. So the person who was listening to this story was Prachina Barhe. So he asked this question. That's a nice story. Can you explain me in detail, like what are those characters and how it is relevant to me? Okay, then Narada Muni decodes the story, decodes the story and gives the essence. He says the person in the yellow shirt, so this person is none other than the Supreme Lord, Paramatma. The person in the red shirt, I'm saying red shirt here because to make it more relevant and we can easily understand. The person in the red shirt is none other than Atma. So Atma and Paramatma are real good friends. They are together all the time before. But soul doesn't want to be with Paramatma. Soul want to enjoy separately from Paramatma. So soul goes into this city of nine gates. The city of nine gates is nothing but the body, human body. Now body had, we have 7 entrances, right? 7 on top, 2 on bottom. So soul goes into this body in the pursuit of happiness. This lady, the girl who is here, that represents our mind. The Puranjana married to this lady, right? So that means the soul, when goes into the body, it marries mind. That means it gets in connection with the mind. We get this mind and consciousness, right? And we are totally forgetful about our existence, and we are enjoying nicely in this world. The person, the Chandavega, is none other than the Lord of Death. Lord of Death, at the time of death, he pulls us out of these gates. We have 9 gates, right? 7 up and top two, bottom 2. If we are, our Shastra says, our scripture says, if we are pulled from the lower gates, we'll go to the heavenly planets, hellish planets, one has to suffer. But if we leave our body from the upper exits, then there's a good chance that we'll go heavenly planets or go to the spiritual world. So Narada Muni is saying the person in the story who is pulling is nothing but the Lord of Death. At the time of death, he's going to pull us out. And also says at the time of death, whatever the mindset, whatever the consciousness his soul has, he will attain a similar body. So the message here is, the message to this Prachina Barhi, Narada Muni is saying that you always be in connection with the Supreme Lord. Don't try to stay away from the Supreme Lord. You will get trapped in this Maya, Maya Shakti, and you will be totally lost. Okay, always be in Krishna consciousness, God consciousness. Okay, that ends the story. Okay, this is a life lesson. We have to sit in the city of 9 gates, but we don't have to be stuck in it. So what is the city of 9 gates? This is a body, which is the city of 9 gates, 9 exits. We want to be in this body. I mean, we have to sit in this body because we are given this body, human body, but we don't want to stuck in it. We don't want to stuck in this forever. Life after lifetime, we are getting different types of cities. We are going into different side of one city to other city to other city. In the pursuit of happiness, we are never happy, and we are not at all coming out of this going through these different cities. So we don't have to stuck in it, or the purpose of human life is to attain liberation. Don't go through the cities, but go to the supreme city, that is the city of spiritual world, where we don't have to take birth again. So while you process, so we'll go into the 14th verse. Maybe I'll request someone to read this verse.
न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. The embodied spirit, master of the city of his body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature.
Thank you, Prabhu. So Krishna talked about the soul which resides in the city of nine gates, that is nothing but the body. Krishna, what he said in the previous verse, soul is not the cause of your actions. And who is the cause of my actions? That is Prakriti, the material nature. All is enacted by the modes of material nature. How is that? How to understand that? So for us to function, the soul needs a body to function. Soul cannot function by itself. Soul needs a body to function. Soul is put into this body, and for this body to function, there is another energy of the Lord, that is Prakriti. Prakriti, it's because of Prakriti we are in certain modes: mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of good ignorance. I think we all know this, what is three modes. And we will be put into certain situations according to our karma. According to our karma, past life impressions, our likes, dislikes. We all know that karma, according to karma. If you do good karma, we will be given good results. That will be facilitated through this Prakriti. If I'm donating water to people, I will be given sufficient water in this world. That will be facilitated through this Prakriti. We can't see this Prakriti, but that function happens. Okay. If we are hurting someone, we will be hurt by the same person in this world or next lifetime. That will be facilitated by Prakriti. Krishna is saying everything is enacted by the modes of material nature, Prakriti only. So do we blame if I do any sin, do I blame this Prakriti? Do I blame this Prakriti? No, I can't blame Prakriti. So one may think like, I mean, we all have this habit of blaming. Right? We do some mistake, we'll say, I didn't do that. It's someone else do that. If I slap someone and say like, it's my Prakriti did it. I didn't do it. We'll get a slap back. That guy also says the same thing. It's my Prakriti did it. I didn't do it. So anyway, the point here is, yes, the soul acts by the influence of these three modes according to our karma. According to our karma, our mindset or consciousness will be facilitated by these three modes. What is a soul? Let's talk about the soul. Right? Soul is Satchit Ananda. It is as pure as the Supreme Lord. As pure as the Supreme Lord. We are part and parcels of the Supreme Lord. Just like a fire. If you take the fire and one particle of the fire, is particle different from the fire? No. No, the fire particle is same as the fire. Atma, same as the Paramatma. The qualities are same. Quantitatively different, but quality is same. But how to understand that same Atma, which is doing sinful actions, which is doing good karma or bad karma, how to understand that? It is because of Prakriti only. It is because of we are put into this body. It is because we are put into this body, we do certain actions, good action and bad action, we get trapped into this material world. All this choreography of this movie is running by this Prakriti. Okay, so we'll quickly read this verse also. The rule of God. Text 15. Maybe I'll request someone to read it.
Nadate kasyachit papam na chaiva sukrutam vibhuhu ajnanena vritam jnanam tena bhukshanti jantavaha. Nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone's sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Sure.
Here Lord is clearly stating, I am not the cause of your suffering. I am not the cause of your sinful actions. I'm not the cause of your pious actions. Good actions or bad actions, I'm not the cause. I'm neutral. I play a neutral role. So why soul is acting in a certain way? Good action or bad action, is getting entrapped into this material world. Why? Agnana. I know it doesn't sound good, but it is lack of knowledge. It is ignorance. Right? We are put into this body. We are working in a certain way without proper knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, art of working, without proper knowledge about this various things happening around the world. It is because of soul's lack of awareness, knowledge. Soul is getting entrapped. Soul is pure, but lack of knowledge is getting entrapped. Lack of awareness is getting entrapped. So the knowledge is there. Don't think the knowledge is not there. Soul is pure. Soul is all knowledgeable. Gnanamaya, Gnanamaya, Sharira, Gnanamaya. So soul is all knowledgeable. That is covered by this ignorance. So if you look at this thing, I know these are little bumpy, right? Okay. So if you look at this thing, there are three things involved here for any actions to do. Okay. So this picture gives a clear idea. So what soul does? Soul just desires. I want this. Through my eyes, when I look at it, I want it. I want to enjoy for my thing. Soul desires. And the Supreme Lord who resides in the body of every living entity, he is called Paramatma, Super Soul. He just sanctions it. He sanctions it. Whether it's a good action or sinful action, God never controls us. He never stops us. He says, buddy, go ahead, do it. He just sanctions it. Okay. And this Prakriti, material nature, fulfills the desire. Our desires are fulfilled through this Prakriti. Whatever the soul wanted, he will get it. In this lifetime or next lifetime, all our desires are fulfilled. All our material desires are fulfilled. But at the same time, if a person has a spiritual desire, I don't want anything, Lord, I want just you. I want just you. The Prakriti acts differently. That we'll see that in Bhakti Yoga chapters of Bhagavad Gita, later chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So we'll not be trapped into this. It's all about the mindset. Right? So do we want to live in this world and just live for enjoyment, or have a higher purpose to attain the Supreme Lord? Right? It depends on our desire. It's all our desires. If a person desires for the Supreme, he will attain Supreme. Okay. So while you process, I'll give some additional details. So soul is Anu. Anu means like a fragment, part and parcel. So soul is subject to ignorance, prone to ignorance, lack of knowledge, awareness. So soul transmigrates from body to body, doesn't break the cycle of birth and death because lack of knowledge. And soul has this free will to desire. This answers many questions. Soul has a free will to desire. God never intervenes in anyone's free will. God just sanctions it. You go and do it. Whatever you want. If a soul desires God, he'll attain God. If a soul desires material things, he will get material things. So that's how he get caught in the action-reaction cycle. He does the work. And soul is the one who is responsible for good or bad reactions. We can't blame the Prakriti, or we can't blame the super soul. As if like if Israel and Gaza, they're fighting and they're blaming Australia. Australia is the cause of my fighting or fighting. No, that's not going to work. So then super soul. Okay. So what is the role of super soul? Super soul is a Vibhu, unlimited. He's always satisfied. He doesn't need anything. We'll look at it in the Bhakti Yoga chapters, but does not or never intervenes in the desires of the soul. God just sanctions it and is neutral to everybody. If he God never says like, okay, this soul is a good soul or this soul is a bad soul. He's equal and neutral to anybody. Okay, 120 person. Okay, the material nature. This material nature consists of three modes: mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. This Prakriti just works under the direction of the Supreme Lord. The real director, the real director of this movie, entire movie, is the Super Soul, the Supreme Lord. But there are agents who work under his guidance and instructions. So that's how everything is functioning here. So soul desires, Lord sanctions, and our desires are fulfilled by this Prakriti. The message here is life lesson. God is a cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Karanaya. God is a cause of all causes, but not the cause of all effects. We can't blame God. It is lack of, God himself said, it is lack of knowledge, awareness, gnana. Okay, so, and Krishna talks about this knowledge, and we'll see that in the next class, 6:30 p.m., same time next Wednesday. So Krishna talks about this knowledge is like a sunlight which dissipates all the darkness, and by which one can break the cycle of birth and death. I'll stop here. Sorry, my camera was a little off. Okay, Hare Krishna. So please feel free to share your thoughts and realizations. Hope you have gained some knowledge in this session. And yeah, let's stop this recording here.